Right, so this one, I think it's going to be a good one. Let's just get scroll bar sorted. We do. Let's try that. Nice. But it's there we go. So it's double spaced on everything. There we go. That's better. That's a good way to start the stream. Updating everything. That looks nice. Through some changes. We did that in the View Diary 1 and 2. So Diary 3 is just going to be a quick, this is what everything looks like to round all that off. That'll be put into an episode. Makes it nicer and much easier. It means that if people want to see it, they can do before the edit on the live, and if they don't, then they can wait till the edit. And that way I can keep a good track of everything that goes on and then start making a proper progress on documenting Final Fantasy, making it truly the way. So, scroll bar looks good. We don't need that out anymore. So what we're looking at now is me thinking I can actually put the stream window up on my monitor on OBS, right? And then I have my game window next to it, so I can control everything that happens now, and I can see what you guys see at the same time, because I don't have a second monitor yet here. So I could turn like the map on and off when we get one. So what I'm going to do is, just as an example, is use the wiki and then get a map exactly where we want it, right? And then we can edit it as we go on and do stuff. So let me just switch over from the game camera to the Windows camera. There we go. So this grey outline here is OBS. So if I just go and set show OBS. Okay, so that's how crazy it looks. That's why this is not turned on, but that's all you're missing is literally that. So I'm going to turn it off to save everybody's ears and eyes. There you go. But that's all you're missing. So what you can see is what you're missing. So on this map here, I'm thinking that if we get it right, we can copy every map ourselves. Doesn't matter the size on this one right now. We're just blowing this up so we can see in our positions if that's the way we like it. And then we'll make a copy of it ourselves. Think that'll be fun, because that way then we have our own map we can change and edit as we want. So I'm just going to move some of the OBS controls out of the way. There we go. So that's the full screen. See if we can just hone that in a bit more. I mean, we could just download the picture and do it that way. If we do that, then we haven't made it. I know we have, but what I'm thinking is we're going to fit it exactly into the window display for our game to sit on our overlay. And then, as we do that for every single zone, we have made it, you know? So I'm just trying to get it to about that big. And get it where we want, right there. And then see if there's a way we can make it better on the camera. So that's coming from the feed for the window itself. So the only thing I can do with that is change the actual window. So if I do that, go back. See how I'm changing that through actually doing the window itself. Let's just move OBS over a little bit. Yeah. But there is no more that I can do. So the only thing I can think of is save and copy the image and try it as an original. So let me just turn that off and that off and then bring you back to the game. What I'm going to try and do in the midst of all this is, oh, there we go. Try not to go insane with the amount of windows. There we go, that's better. So what I'm going to try and do is download now a map for everything and then make my own database. While we're doing that, we're going to run to Sampdoria because we're going to do it as we go and we're going to document it, and hopefully this little test that I'm doing right now with this very recording will mean that we'll be ready to just jump straight in and do it before we get too much of the game done that we can't do again. So, whoop, we ran too far. We want the goblin down the bottom. There we go. He's going to send us to Romfer. Wee beep 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 beep. I mean, we could start here, but let's do the city first, and then mark our important places on it as we go. That way, I don't spoil any of the story for you guys, because you can't see what's being said by the NPCs. You only get to see the cinematics. And that kind of thing. So there's multiple reasons for me doing this right now. Just a horrible fear my microphone isn't working, but it is. It's alright. I do have control over the stream, I promise. This time, honest, really? No, no, probably not. No, no. But we're trying. We're still trying. Um. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. So I do want to show off the gear that I've got. Now this is a problem. Can't see what I'm doing. Okay, that's better. I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I did want to show off my sexy clothes. My shade gear. So inside my macros, my gear sets is a shade set. Oh, look, even the mini-map's in the way now. See, this is good we're getting these things sorted now. Right, so the mini-map can go there and not be obstructive. But I don't think that'll be a problem once we've got our own map sorted. So the mini-map's probably going to go down here eventually. But I think that's too much of a hindrance to everything else that keeps popping up in that corner, you know? Which I think's a problem, because I think that'd be really nice. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, mouse look, mouse look. Let's turn that off real quick so we don't have this problem. See how we're doing things on the fly? And it means that I can edit it later into something useful for everybody. Okay, there we go. So, use cursor as point of reference for movement. Move character as point of reference for movement. Edge panning off. Camera view normal. Inverted on both. Global commands. Chat filter off. Don't care about such things. You guys say what you like. Effects. Don't have any of those. Weapon effects on. Static. We like to keep that where we are. Done what we can with the mouse, I think. Don't know. I keep playing with that to see which piece of it affects the most. Same with that. Okay, I think that's as close as we're going to get, really. So let's see if I can put that back there. So the equipment I wanted to show was my shade set. There. There we go. So I have a shade +1 boots, legs, gloves, and body. I'm just waiting to get the head. I figured it was something nice that I could do with my friends, just to get the pieces and then see if we can get it built. Maybe even get it signed, who knows? You know, start life the right way, seeing as we have infinite money. It's not a problem. Let's play the game as if we were playing it like we were on a Final Fantasy VII. I've got a whole video on meta and how to play the game coming up very shortly to challenge a lot of the veteran way of thinking. Because, you know, each to their own and all that, but this is the way. So, set out our own creed. So we're just running back to the mog house just because it's in the direction of something while we're contemplating macros. So what we've got going on up here is in the basic general set of macros, what I'm going to do now is enjoy OBS a little less because I can't make the window much smaller. Suppose I can. Less auto run, eh? Right, there we go. And then run to our macros. So, macro book 1. The idea here is we make a base template for every macro that we've got going off in the future. So we're going to have to remember a lot of different things about a lot of different jobs. And the best way to do that is to have everything grouped into sections. And I find the most efficient way of doing that is by their base purpose, right? So dots, debuffs, buffs, elemental defenses, which are specific, and then enhancements, right? So enhancements and buffs are things that you use all the time. Debuffs and dots, you can pick and choose what you like. So the idea behind this is that you will take the template, copy it at the beginning of your character, and then modify each piece as you progress as to what you need. So everything will always be in the same place on every character. The example with that will be Ninja. So with Ninja, with Paladin, with Red Mage, with White Mage, with Black Mage, you all have a blind. But it's all different kinds of blind. So a Paladin and a White Mage have Flash. A Ninja has Kuriyami. You know, a Red Mage and a Black Mage have Blind Spell. But always having it in the same place means no matter what job you are on, you'll always be muscle memory for that particular spell. It's not always going to be the case, but your main spells, such as Utsi Semi, will always be in the same place. Because, you know, you use that on your main jobs, or you may not. But in my case, it will be. So, in the very beginning, I have your main purpose for this macro set. It says main job, so the main job of this macro set, not the main job that you are on, just this macro set's main job. And it is general purpose. So there is hatchet for me. Hatchet macro, slash item, tab, enter, space, hatchet. You can type it out, press tab, enter, and then go back and put the whatever you call these, quotations. Yeah, quotations. Okay, so let's re-record that bit. So it's slash. So the main purpose of this macro set is the main job. So for this one, it's general purpose. So that's hatchet. So slash item space hatchet space tab. Get to the quotations around the hatchet space bracket T bracket, and that means item hatchet on target. So if this was a macro set for Paladin, it would be provoke there. That would be the main purpose of that macro set. So then ichi and ni, when we get those, we will fill those in because we don't have them right now. So for blind, what we'll do for blind is fill out for each one. So for instance, it'd be /MA blind because that's the first one that we have in our job set that we've unlocked. So that comes from red mage and black mage. We know that we're going to have to cast different spells in the future. We don't have them, so we know that's one. When we copy this set, we'll have to change that individually, but that's perfect. So haste we don't have yet. Regen we do. So macro for regen /MA regen. Quotations either side, bracket T bracket. So let's go back and